Welcome back to Not Niche. This is Raquel, and I am super excited to share with you another episode 24. I'm very excited. We have Isa up with Vergel, and she has an awesome candle company. She's from Venezuela, and she moved to Minnesota, and her mission is just beautiful with her candles. She supplies organic, essential oils and incense, and her candles just smell so good, and I low-key want to buy all of them. I do have a little personal candle problem. It's okay. My whole family, we love candles. That's what we do. But no, I'm super excited to share with you her story, her product. If you aren't following her, I have all the social media handles below like we always do. And I'm super excited. We're on episode 24, so let's check it out. So is it Isa?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. Because you were, I was reading your website, and I was just like, okay, Venezuela to Minnesota. I'm like, I know it's Isa. I have some friends in Venezuela, so it's like, I know it. But
Yeah,
welcome in.
they always call me like Isa, or they'll just assume right away like Isabella, and I'm like, just Isa.
And you're like, just Isa, please. That's what I prefer.
And I burn a candle here.
Oh, burning the candles set the ambiance today. I love it. No, that's perfect. No, so I was really excited because I've been looking at your candles forever. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what if they don't want to meet with me? So I reached out anyway. So I was really excited when you're just like, yes, let's do it. So I'm super stoked, and I wanted to sit down with you and talk to you more because you have such an amazing story of like starting from 2014 and doing all this, you know, also Venezuela to Minnesota, like what's going on there?
Yeah. Well, when I make, like, you know, the statement of I started in 2014 is pretty much like for myself. Like I never sell them or anything until 2021. So yeah, it was quite a while. I don't know, we have like this culture about candles back home, but it's more about like candles, let's say for decor, or if you have a saint, like, you know, like Mother Mary or Saint Anthony or whatever, you will just burn a candle for them. Yeah, you know, so but then like this old thing of like essential candles, like essence candles, was just so interesting for me. And then it was just basically my motivation was like, there's just so many toxic things in a candle.
Yes.
And when I moved here, I feel like we have such a different lifestyle back home.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel we eat that much processed food, or like everything is just so processed here, like everything. So you will notice, because the first thing you notice when you move from there to here is just you gain weight just so fast. Like in 2 months, it's insane. Like you're like, wait, what am I doing? Like I'm doing the same. And hey, there's nothing wrong, but that was, you know, like my perception. Like I say, like everyone around me like is struggling with the same thing. And then it was kind of like, well, I don't know if it's hormones, or maybe we're just depressed because we moved here, or food is too many things in there. But anyways, like food, it's something like I can control, but at some, you know, like until, you know, until a point. But then you start seeing like all the things you have in your house, and burning candles, would you drink, or the plug-ins you put in the house, because you always have one, you know, like aesthetic cute house, and all of these things are part of it. And then I start reading about the amount of toxic things you can find in a candle or in a plug-in or like on these diffusers. And I have pets, and it also affects them like right away. Like they will be anxious, and it will actually affect your hormones. So it's like I'm already like under birth control. I don't need more hormones around there to be crazy. So I started making my candles, and it's going well so far. I just for myself at home, I started making them again, like a scent at this time. And I started using like essential oil, curing like the best products as possible I can. Actually finding resources, like, you know, like I know they're legit, not like they call themselves this or that. I do find like everything I get is like cruelty free. And yeah, because I don't know, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I love animals so much, because I'm not vegan. And I feel like you can also love animals and respect them without being vegan.
Oh, for sure.
No, but I don't want to say like that, because I don't want people attacking me. But you eat animals.
You're
so
like, okay. Feel like
I do my best what I can.
Yeah. No, I think it's really good, because doing like the research, I found myself like looking into, because I am very sensitive to certain smells, and I have very sensitive skin. So when I was buying certain candles, and it can have been like an off-brand something, but when I sniffed it, like I had like a rash on my face, because like I'm like holding it up to my face, and I didn't realize like, hey, like maybe I'm allergic to candles. But you don't think because it's wax or like the typical materials of it would not be harmful, but it is. And you want to, like, a lot of people are noticing, especially like when COVID hit, where everybody was stuck at home, everybody's, you know, just noticing like, hey, I have not cleaned that room for a while. I need to clean. And you start cleaning out stuff that you really don't need, and you're just like, wow, this is really toxic to have at home. And you're just like, ooh, oh, all this is toxic. So you're trying to revamp everything. So it kind of brought people's attention, even though it was like a hard time for all of us. I think it really just made us pay attention to like what we're eating, what we're listening to, what we're reading at one point.
We're consuming
exactly. Exactly. So it's just like, I understand, because, you know, every time that we go out of the country, I always lose weight. But also when I get, you know, to the U.S., it's just like, you know, you gain that extra pound where you're just like, but I don't eat anything fatty either. Like I might eat fish. I started cooking more at home, and I lost a lot of weight drastically, because I started seeing like, oh, these restaurants or these fast food places are not really looking out for, you know, your health. They're trying to make a buck like everybody else. But no, that's what I really commend you about. One, you're keeping your heritage within like your company, and especially by the names, and then also that you're adding like incense and oils. But I do want to know, like, what is your best seller?
My best seller will be, I'm trying to see if I have some here. Let me go get one.
Okay.
Yeah, I always have at home too. Aurora.
I knew it.
It's like literally the number one. And then definitely Palo Santo.
I knew number one had to be Aurora.
Those two are just like bestseller for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say those are the only ones that sells, because actually there's pretty good balance. But when I go like to a pop-up market, those two are like, you have this in like in a bigger size? And I'm like, no, I don't.
So with that said, like, is it just you? Do you have like a team now?
It's just me right now.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like my team, and this is gonna sound cheesy, my team is my family. Yeah. We always kind of like support each other. My sister-in-law, she also have like a clothing business. So every time we go to like a pop-up market, we go together. So we help each other. So when I started to do this as a business, was kind of like, the back home I used to do art, like for a long time, and I will always go like to galleries or exhibitions with my art. So I was very used to that,
Right.
like to you know, like dealing with people. That was something like actually enjoy a lot. Like that was part of my life. That was part of my routine. Like going to these places, meeting new people, just being with the people I already know. And then when I moved here, it's kind of hard, like, you know, to go out there to make friends or just to go out there. It's not as easy as you will think it can be. Um, and then at some point I was like, everyone was like, oh, I actually like your candles. Why you're not selling this? You should sell this. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So one day I just searched for a market and I was like, sign in. I didn't have anything, not even like jars or labels or just like my product in recycled jars. And I was like, I'm just gonna do this because I missed this and I want to do it. And then I saw actually people's reaction. I was like, oh, this is good. And then I was like, okay, that one is good. That one is good. They like that one. This one not much. Not doing this one. And then yeah. And then I was like, well, if I am gonna do this, I need to put a name on every candle. And then you see like the evolution of the candles. You will see then like a recycled jar, and then you will see like a white label, like pretty much printed at home. And then I switched to the other labels, but then I was like, I never wanted like that. But in order to do all of these steps, there's you know, like, oh, I need to save money for these labels.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to save money for these jars. So yeah, and then I finally got to this point that I'm like, this is the product I wanted. And then I'm just slowly adding the boxes. Now I have boxes and they look very cute, but now I want like the customized boxes. And you know, it's like step by step.
Yeah. And I think that's important, especially, you know, for starting out new businesses. And as a creator, like you want to go all in, and then you're just like, ooh, this costs money.
And a lot.
Costs like a lot of money. Wait a minute. And then like and I talk about this all the time. It's just like anything that you sell, like a brand, product, whatever, you are your own brand identity. So it has to show like fluidity in it, so people understand like when your statement, your mission, and it shows like cohesive, and you kind of look like you have it together. Like I never have it together. I look like it on my profile, but I never have it together. I'm just winging it. But no, I think it's really great, and that's why I started Nani, so I can really talk to business owners, so people who are starting out, you know, one woman show like me, you know, I want other people to see different examples of how people are starting. And then like you have tons of followers on your profile because it's so pretty. I'm looking at it now on your Instagram and I'm obsessed.
And it's kind of like sometimes it happened that one of my TikToks went viral. Like I never used TikTok, not even like personal. And then I saw everyone was like, well, you should, because, you know, like that's how you gain followers, or, you know, just bring people to your brand. Instagram is kind of slow for that. And I was like, yeah, but Instagram is already overwhelming. Like social media is overwhelming, but I know it's like my best window, right? And then I was like on March this year, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to open a TikTok. And I was just recorded everything, like everything. Everything. And at some point, one of my videos just blew up, and it was, I think it's a little less than 1 million views.
But that's still a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Like,
that's a lot.
You're from this and you see like 1 million people saw you. And
yeah, you're like,
oh. Okay. Just imagine if 1 million people just buy one candle.
Right?
Right, you know. But the funny thing is, like, then I start receiving like a lot of like UGC creators, like, oh, would you like to partner and all that? And I did with a couple of them, like couple of them never posted the product, so it's kind of like, hey, I'm a small creator, not because a million of you saw my video means that I'm a big creator. And that's the thing, like social media is so tricky that they can make someone think that you're actually a huge company. And behind my Instagram profile is literally one person. Like, I am the one mixing the oils. I am the one doing the candles. I am the one labeling. I am the one posting. I am the one doing the pictures. I am the one sitting with my friend doing the design of the labels. Like, it's sometimes it will be great if people just have that reminder that small creators do everything for their business. And if I miss a DM, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not too good at that. But it's a lot on the plate, right? So yeah, but it's fun. I really enjoy it, and I have a vision for my business, and I just need to grow more so I can achieve that. Like, I want to actually create this not only like a candle business, but I want to make an impact on a community. I used to work in a restaurant. I managed it like for 4 years, and I saw a lot of like single moms. Like, they move here from like Central America, like, you know, like Honduras and all that, El Salvador. And they were here by themselves, like with kids. And I saw the struggle, like, I don't have to pay a babysitter, I don't have to pay a daycare, and I have to come work. And at some point, I just want to create something with my brand where I can actually just, you know, like, help them, like, find a way to, let's say if at some point my business just grow too much, I just want to make, okay, let's just find these moms and give them the resources to work, and also like have a paid daycare for the kids, so they can come work and have their kids whenever they want here. You know, I don't know, find a way to help them, because I saw they need help most of the time.
And that's really amazing. And I think a lot of people don't have that type of mindset, and it's such a rarity to find, because right now, I mean, I think as you create and also think outside yourself, I think that also gives you like a separate type of drive, like mentally and spiritually, to succeed, because you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your mission and those lovely ladies, and trying to help somebody else not struggle, you know. And it's really hard because you have like all this on your plate and you have like people reaching out to you like, this is a one woman show and I have somebody to design. And that's why I created, you know, Non-Niche, and then I just launched Agent for Artists, and that's what I'm working on for my freelance business now. It's basically I help small businesses. I handle the business part, like social media, reaching out to people, whatever, so you can just focus on creating. And I think that's what I've consistently seen in artists, in small businesses. Like, everybody's just like, you want a handout, but yet you're not helping them like grow so they can focus on mass production, and then also keeping the quality of their product as well as their art pieces so they can move forward. They're not, you know, it's kind of like a catch-22. You want to work with people, but they're not seeing the same vision as you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really commend you, and that's why I really wanted to bring you on. You had such a good message, and you have such a good heart, and you know, you're doing an amazing job. And I do want to tell you that you're doing a great job, because that's very important to hear when it's like not, you know, your family. Even when your family is just like, you're doing a great job, you're like, thanks. But when it's a stranger, it's also really nice too.
Oh yeah, it is.
because they see you. I see how hard you work, you know, taking photos, and then like people don't understand, like you have to get certain angles, and then you got to prop stuff up, and then you got extra products that go with it. Like styling can be so tedious, and you have all these orders, and then you're trying to also post it on social media, and then you're trying to repost what you already post. I'm like, and it's a cycle.
Or just reuse the things you have around, because I'm not like a huge studio with a bunch of, you know, setups.
Yes.
It's kind of like, oh, this wall, we can put this now, and the sun comes this time, so maybe we can do this. And timing is perfect. Like, it literally needs to be perfect. I just moved to a new place, but the place I used to have, I remember during the spring, the perfect sun will be 2 p.m.
Oh, wow.
But then to the summer, it will be 4 p.m. So you will literally see me like, okay, stop! Like, everyone.
It is like that, though. Because, like, I do the same thing, like, you know, you have to account for cloudy days, too, because you're like, ooh, you try to get as much in the sun that you can. It takes a lot of work. And, you know, small creators, there's no small creators in this world anymore. There's not, you know, but you don't see, like, the one member just pushing out 18 jobs in that one brand. You don't see that a lot. You don't actually get to pick their brain. And sometimes you're just like, hey, I do need some help. Or, hey, can you do this? And that's why I'm here. Like, I would love to, you know, market your stuff. I'm not done with all your marketing because this kind of happened very quickly. But I love taking what you already have and then like sharing your story and, you know, writing an article about it and then posting it on YouTube to get more eyes on you and then also more sales. Like, that's my number one thing. And I hope that's okay to do, because one, you know, from both our backgrounds, very strong family backgrounds, candles have been in my lineage forever. Like a Cuban, Native American, Black woman, I'm just like, that's our life. Oh, yeah. You know, like there's not one of us without like a candle closet. You know, like you have to keep it. Don't not let a candle be in the house at all.
It's just funny. Like yesterday, I just burned like a bunch of candles. Like it was insanely amount of. I also do for myself like wax candle, just you know, like a bunch of them, and I light them all. And then I was just looking through the window, and I was like, my neighbors must think like I'm practicing witchcraft or something. But that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
No, you should see my neighbors. I do meditation every morning before I touch anything. And I always light my candle. And I sit on my balcony, and I light my candle. And I'm like outside, and there's like trees or whatever. And I saw my neighbor, I'm like, oh my gosh, they probably think I'm a bruja. And I'm like, not really. I'm just like, whatever. But I'm like,
it's okay. That means they won't mess up with me.
Yeah. And like nobody's gonna complain about like my car being like over a spot. They just leave me alone. But now I think it's just like a lot. It does hold a lot of spirituality with, you know, connection with candles, and a lot of people are kind of finding that. And then the way that you use like different molds, I think that is crazy cool. Like, you know, you have different women figures, and you also have like the U shape. Like, are you thinking about getting different shapes or sizes, or like how do you even create the molds? That's a good question.
It's like molds are not easy because it's not creating them, because I actually get them ready, but it's keeping them, like finding the perfect temperature to pour the wax, and then not bring the mold, and then because if you pour it like too hot, it won't really work, but if you pour it too cold, it won't work at all, because it won't like attach to the mold.
Wow.
And then just taking out mostly like the body candles, they're just so not easy. I don't even have a word like not easy to just, you know, take it out of the mold. If let's say if I make 20, probably 5 of them will break or be in damage or something. So I have to do the whole process again. So yeah, but I actually love the female shape candles the most. Not because of the smell, because they're all the same to my jar candles, but it's to see the reaction people when either I'm in a pop-up market or when I post it online. Like, just to be in a pop-up and see people just walk in and seeing their reaction, to me, that's worth it. Like, that pay off my day. I'm like here just to see them, because I will have so many cool reactions, people that understand the assignment.
Yes.
But then I will have some other scenarios.
Right.
But I also enjoy them. It's kind of like, what? This is fun. Like, are you are you female body shaming?
Like, it's what? A candle.
No, like, you will see moms like, oh, no, don't look at that, and I'm like, it's a candle. Like, what's going on?
Oh my goodness.
Or
I mean, people are a little bit sensitive about it, but no, I think it's very expressive. And then, you know, you do all types of body shapes. It's not just like the typical one that everybody sees that's taught. You also have, like, you know, the everyday body, which I also really love with your candles, because it's just like some people have a little extra curves, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's so beautiful.
And also, just like to remind people that I'm not doing like these candles to sexualize a female body. I'm doing like to embrace them and actually let you know that it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing to do with anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. That's,
yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it to, you know, like, I have many, like, as I told you, it's like, just, it's so nice to see how people can be so excited about them. But I have find myself in that place, like, oh, why are you doing these candles if you're skinny? Like, you should not be doing that. And it's kind of like, oh, wait, what? Like, okay, like, I'm just, nah, it's too early for this. Bye.
So, with that said, like, do you prefer, like, do you do like a lot of farmers markets or boutique shows? Like, how does that typically work?
I am in couple boutiques and couple stores, like front stores, but like, markets are like a love-hate relationship, because I can really enjoy like a busy market, like, and not because of sales, because of people coming to me and talking to me. It's kind of like, let's do this. Like, let me explain a million times why my brand, the names, and all that. But when it's too slow, it's kind of like, oh my god.
You're just
so I know it, but I just love markets because it's just connecting with people, and I feel like if you see a candle on a shelf, okay, like, oh, I just like how it smells. But if you go to a market and I actually explain you what's behind the candle, what the name means, why in Spanish, why actually the meaning in Spanish, people will just connect with that. I have a couple stories, and one of them was like, this lady, she was finding just a gift for her sister. And then she came to me, la la la, and I explained in all the names, and she was like, I want this candle because it's perfect. My sister just lost her dog and she's not in a good place. And this candle, maybe she can connect with the name of the candle. And you know, and I was like, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't. And, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, like, catch her car.
You're like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I would not be able to handle it. But no, I also like that, because sometimes I do freelance for different people in markets. So I think the engagement is more organic than like actually having like an actual store, because it's like all walks of life like coming in there and engaging. And then also what's great about it is just like they're all from different areas. So it's not just like people in that one nook of that city or anything, but it's like actually people from all over, you know. It can be from anywhere. And then, you know, right now, word of mouth is like the best price to get your company out there too. So I really commend you on that. And like I said, I love how you keep up with your heritage. I love how I completely understand your struggle of like finding the perfect sun, the weather. You're just like, I got this time slot to shoot everything. And we're trying to get all angles and then repurposing your stuff. So you're just like, at least I'm posting stuff every day. So no, I commend you on your hard work, and I really respect what you do, and I respect the quality that you keep putting out on your social media, your candles, and just your all over energy of like what you do. I think it's really important, and I don't see it a lot every day. So I really appreciate the rarity of what you do and why you stand for what you do and what your true mission is. So, is there any advice that you would give to somebody starting out, or the best mindset to have? Because everybody has their own tips and tricks. Because when you were just talking about the candle modes, I'm like, I would that would have put me to bed. I'm like, I need a nap after 20 modes and all 5 of them work. I need a nap.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is your best advice for that?
I feel like discipline is pretty much everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because you can balance. It's hard to be, like in that place. You can have discipline in everything you do, like in your personal life and your work
Mm-hmm.
life, in every aspect of your life. But just keep the focus, like just know what you want and where you want to go. And every time you just want to quit, you just remind yourself where you started and where you're now. And you're like, oh, but I'm halfway there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I gonna quit? And then it will just happen. Like, if you do what you really like and what you really love, and you're doing it with everything you have, like if you're giving just everything you can, and let's say you're in a pop-up market or you sold anything online, and then you see like everything's slow and you just want to quit, somehow there's always someone who will just leave you a review, or will tell you like, oh my god, this is amazing, I love your product, like, and that person can literally just change everything again. Like, okay, if this person likes, I can do it again. So I feel like my best advice is just to keep the focus and just one step, and just remind yourself, and I'm talking to me again, that
No, that's good.
yeah, like things are not gonna happen like you go to bed and then you wake up and everything is perfect or the way you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything takes time. Like, even like the biggest personalities you can see out there, everything they did took time. Like, so don't be hard on yourself, because if a millionaire can take their time, you can take your time too.
Exactly.
So, it's like, just do what you want, and do it with passion, and that's just gonna pay off itself.
That's really good advice, and that was like a word for me too, because I'm just like, sometimes I just am so gun ho, and I'm like, you doing everything, and I forget like how hard that I worked, and I look back and I'm like, oh, okay, so I can take a break, you know, and like, all right, well, it's like it's just kind of like that mindset where you're just like, you're always looking at your goal, but you're not also being present at the moment of appreciating where you are. And you're like, okay, it's okay to take a breather, and not overwork yourself and cause burnout. Just appreciate what's going on, right? And still respect that you can still see the goal, and then actually just taking time, because time technically is a little bit of an illusion, and it will bite you in the butt if it if you keep looking at it.
And it goes like, it doesn't matter if you have a business or not. Like, this is a life advice,
Yes.
like sometimes it will literally happen with yourself. Like, you just want, I don't know, a new car, or a new house, or you just want a house.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, yeah, but where was I 5 years ago? Or
Exactly.
where was I in my childhood? Or look at what you have right now, and look just the things you have, achieved, and then yeah, like I don't think I will see myself, let's say 3 years ago, having a actual brand, like as a candle business, like, and now I see the candles are not only in Minnesota but out there. Like I've seen purchase from New York, from LA, from Boston, and it's kind of like, oh, we're taking the US, so we're taking over. So yeah, it's just not every. I don't feel like we should just pay much attention of not losing your focus, but not being too focused on like, oh, I want to get there so fast, because it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it goes with everything. Like sometimes I want to do everything like right now, and then I will just sit, like breathe, and like just look back. Okay, I have done a lot. And then whenever I don't see it, I have people around me that will tell me like, yes, but look what you have done. You have done a lot. Just like, calm down. Yeah, like, you literally need to calm down.
I know the biggest thing for me is while keeping going and everything, also just like resting and being okay to rest, because sometimes you can just go, and then you're just like, man, I'm really tired. But it's okay to be like, I'm taking a nap. I schedule naps in my day. Like I scheduled a nap today because I'm just like, I'm booked and busy, and sometimes, I do have to remember, like, where I am now is what I manifested and wanted in my life when I was, like, maybe 8 or 9. And I finally got here. And sometimes we're just like, we want it now, like a snap of a finger, but it doesn't always work like that. In a fairy tale world, I would imagine one day, but in reality, not all the time. So I think that's like the best advice. Like time can be your friend or your worst enemy. It's your perspective on what it is, and just respect the journey and appreciate the journey that you're on, because, like you said, that's something that you never saw yourself having a brand or business or product. And then 2, you're also doing it not just for yourself, you're also wanting to help people. So you can take a break, you can relax. So that's the best advice. There's no breaks. Right, you're just a little one, until like it's 2 to 4. 2 to 4, we got shoot content, we gotta be busy.
Oh yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you. And then I want to support you as best as I can. So if you need anything from me to be like, hey, I'm trying to push this out, I have this event, can you share it on your profile? I'm right here to do that, okay?
I appreciate it.
If you need somebody to like laugh at or laugh with, I'm right here as well. And if you ever need an assistance, like, I just launched Agent for Artists, so that's also meaning small business too. So if you need somebody to say, hey, like I'm trying to look at something, I have too much stuff I'm looking at, I need like a spreadsheet of like this brand situation, I'm right here to help you if you need events or anything like that. So my services is your services to make your life a little bit easier so you can just focus on creating and doing awesome product.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
You too. Like, it's been a great time talking to you and just
yeah. Yes, but have a wonderful day. I'm not going to take any more of your time. And then I'll have this posted tomorrow since it's Friday. Oh, and it's Friday the 13th. So it could be a good or bad. I don't know. It's a big duality day. It's how you see it. But it will definitely be up on our YouTube, and I'll share that link with you so you can post it wherever you want to post it. But like I said, Issa, I completely love you. You're doing an awesome job. I see you every day. You're pushing so hard. Your content is gorgeous. The 2 to 4 magic that you do every day is beautiful. So I respect your journey, and I appreciate your mission, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Oh, here's one of the reasons. Look.
Hi. He's like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
he's a
the other one is here too, but he's not gonna let me.
He's not gonna let you.
Oh. Okay, you can go if you want. Yep.
My cat is literally just watching me like, when are you gonna be done? He's just like sleeping. He's just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's our little fur babies. We gotta protect them. They bring us love and joy and energy.
Energy, yeah.
Yes, but thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day and welcome to the
Thank you.
Nami community.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.